Back in 1913, we used to create $28.79 of paper money for every ounce of gold we dug out of the ground, and that's what the gold price was roughly. It was about $20.67 an ounce, actually. But today, we print $33,050 for every ounce of gold we dig out of the ground. And actually, this number was only 17,000 not that long ago, before all the stimulus due to COVID-19. The same story, but even more dramatic, can be seen with silver. Right now, silver is trading for $24 an ounce, but we're actually printing almost $4,000 for every ounce of silver we dig out of the ground. The ratio of silver to gold that we dig out of the ground has been about 10 to 1 for most of human history. What has changed is the politics of what silver and gold mean to the economy. Now, here's what's even more dramatic. If we look at just how much gold and silver there are in the economy. See, when I was a kid and I first looked at the U.S. debt clock, everything was going down just like they are today, except for gold, which was going up, because most of the gold that is ever produced is recycled. The only gold, when I was a kid, the only gold that was ever lost from circulation was when we sent gold into space, into our satellites, because it would cost tens of thousands of dollars to recover anything from a satellite. We generally don't bring satellites back home unless there's some kind of environmental pollutant. We burn them up in the atmosphere. And even when there are environmental pollutants, it's usually cheaper to send satellites onto what we call a graveyard orbit. We have an orbit that's above geosynchronous that nobody ever interacts with, and we just send it up there to die. The problem is that gold has been manipulated so cheaply that it is no longer worth recycling gold from a number of things. And actually, you're probably looking at some gold that will not be recycled someday inside this computer. If gold prices stay where they are, at the end of the lifetime of this computer, the gold in here is probably going to go to a landfill, and it's just going to contribute to that dwindling supply that we have. Now, to give you an idea of how cheap gold is, my favorite analogy is that imagine one day you looked through your high-power telescope and you saw a huge pile of gold on the moon, and it was already refined for you. It was in bars. Aliens had left it there for some reason, and nobody was going to come back to get it. Well, gold is so cheap that humans would not be interested in that pile of gold. It would cost about $100,000 to $200,000 an ounce to bring a sample back from the moon. Now think about that. Gold, what used to be money, is so cheap nowadays that it is not worth it for humans to go to a place that we went to 50 years ago, by the way, to retrieve it. I think that's ludicrous, in my opinion. But this is good news, because that means that there's less and less gold, and eventually, when we wake up to the idea that gold is real money, there will be less of it. So, and plus, we have a big opportunity to buy for the time being. So I'm not too concerned about the gold manipulation. It's working for me. It's not working against me. Thanks for watching.